can't figure out a way to get the computer and the phone without being like, which one am I looking at? Like,
I think office
uh,
hours would be incomplete if it weren't for us to be like, ah.
yeah, yeah, correct. So okay, backing track. Is Have you guys ever heard the wobble? The way
What's
you
that?
wobble, way you wobble, way you wobble, way you wobble. Get in there. Hey, yeah. Get in
Is that
there.
a song?
Hey, yeah. So the wobble is like a dance. It's like it's like the electric slide or something. It
Oh,
was
okay.
pretty popular like 10 years ago. And so when I used to work on the cruise ship, I would sometimes, I had side gigs on the cruise ship. And sometimes I would help teach the wobble, you know, to
No,
like,
wait, you were like the instructor?
yeah, I'd be like, get in there. Yeah, yeah. I'd be like, all right, now spin like two to the left, two to the right, like whatever it was. I don't
Hysterical.
remember. So
Burn it. Burn it.
so I used to really work it, and I that track is so sick, and it's like it kind of is a backing track. Like there's no real like, you know what I mean? Like it's it's very backgroundy. It's not like there's not like a main melody going on. So that's really fun to play over. But as
Fun.
far as like um I have like a bunch of different YouTube videos that I play to. Um and one of my issues is like I don't really like playing like ting 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 like I don't like jazzy stuff really. Like it's okay, but it's not
Right.
really my thing. So, but I like playing jazz tunes. So I
Yep.
always type in like smooth blank, and sometimes they have, sometimes they don't. But for example, smooth, the video is called "Smooth All the Things You Are" chord progression, backing track, chords, guitar, and that is my jam.
Wow. Okay.
I love it. I
Nice.
wish there was some way I could play it. I mean, maybe I
So,
could.
our Jay Metcalf at Better Sax, he's on our IG right now. He says, "Hey, what's up?" Everyone's asking. Someone just asked Jay if he does the wobble. But he's asking you, Leo, what cruise you were on.
Carnival Cruise Lines. I played on. I did 6 contracts total. I
Wow.
played on the
Carnival cruise.
Triumph, the Spirit, the Miracle. Uh, I don't remember.
They have
Maybe,
such names. The unicorn,
yeah, yeah. The
the
Valor.
rainbow.
Um, yeah, I played on a bunch. I'm trying to. I think maybe just the Spirit, Miracle, Triumph, and I think I just played on each one of them twice. Maybe there's another one that I'm missing. Man, it's funny that I can't remember. But
I
I docked out of NOLA. I docked out of Fort Lauderdale. I docked out of San Diego. I
wow.
docked out of Galveston, Texas, which actually Galveston, Texas is pretty cool. It's not many people know about that place. Um,
Galveston or Galveston?
and what?
Galveston, Texas or Galvez?
Galveston,
Yeah, I think
Galveston.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I think I might have gotten some of the biggest bug bites of my life there, actually. It was awful. Not the city, but like mosquitoes love me. And I played an outdoor festival and it was summertime. And I literally remember being eaten. Like the next day, I was like, oh my
yeah.
God, what are these bugs on? Jay said he was on Holland, America.
Holland America. Okay, word.
Yeah.
Um, from what I heard, like, see, a lot of people hate on Carnival because it wasn't like it's not like it's like the lowest. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's the cheapest. It's the cheapest cruise line, and you know, so I don't want to say it's the worst, but you know what goes with cheap usually, and but I didn't say worst. But so a lot of people are like, "Oh, you did Carnival, like Carnival Cruise Line sucks, whatever." But what you got to realize is because it was the cheapest, it also was the most lenient with their employees. So I don't know.
Oh,
I knew a lot of people that were on other cruise lines that had a lot stricter working environments. Like they're pretty chill with us. I almost got fired multiple times.
I've only been the only recent cruises I've done have been like these really dope jazz cruises. I can't even remember what line it's on, but it's like 2,000 people on board who are there to just party and watch. I think there's probably like 25 different performers. We come on for like a week, and it was a good time. There's a lot of music. Get to explore some cool places, but man, after a week, I'm like so ready to just be on land.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I used to do that for like 3 months at a time. I mean, I
Wow.
knew people that did that for like 8 months.
Wow, someone's asking why did you almost get fired? Do you want to
Um,
answer that?
I mean, I don't think I can. um, I was just like, I was just doing like, okay, I climbed the flagpole at the front of the ship, which you're not supposed to do. That's an example.
Wow. Wow. That's
Um,
brave. I would be really
I
scared to.
got caught in areas of the ship that I wasn't supposed to be at.
Okay, yeah, that would. I could imagine how that could lead to almost getting fired.
The only reason I didn't get fired in the two specific scenarios is, in one of my contracts, uh, my musical director, she really really liked me, and she was married to the head of security, so like, and maybe that's why I was like a little more crazy than normal, but he like definitely like let me off. He was like, "Oh man, I really like you a lot. Like, please, you gotta stop." Like, and then okay,
You
okay,
had
okay,
in.
okay.
You had
The,
in.
the time that I got a legit written warning. So if you get two written warnings, you're fired. The
Ah,
time I got a legit written warning, it was for my dance moves being um, too sexually suggestive.
yo, that's wild.
Yes.
That's when you got a written warning. They were like, "I'm sorry, sir. This is too
I wish I would have kept
sexy,
it. Yeah, it was
sir.
too sexy. I wish
Can
I
you
would have.
turn the sax down, please?"
Yeah. Uh,
Wow.
I was like, I'm just dancing. And they said that the way that I slide across the floor was dangerous on the dance floor.
Wow.
Like, imagine me in a meeting, the staff captain. So, like, the staff captain is like the third highest in charge person. He's super busy. Like, no one ever talks to this dude. No one ever, like, if you see him, it's really bad. So, I'm with the staff captain and the chief of security and my musical director. And he's just like, the way you're sliding around the floor is dangerous. It's it's your dance moves are sexually suggestive. And I'm like, I'm sorry, did like someone complain that is on the ship? Like, was there a complaint from one of the guests? Like, they're like, no, it's not about that. It's about safety and respect. And I'm like,
Wow.
and I remember that that musical director did not, that one didn't like me, and he was like, "You're ruining your life. What are you doing?" Like, he was so serious about it. And I was
Wow.
just kind of like, "Man, dude, I understand this is like your career, but like it's really not mine." And I was like, "Oh, it's just a summer job." And he's like, "What summer job? This is a good gig, man. You're going to be happy to keep this gig for years."
Clean up your act.
And
Wow.
so,
Man, that's just goes to show that sometimes the sax can be when you take the sax to the max. When
yep.
you take the sax to the max. Do you have another line?
Um it slaps. I don't know. I don't know.
Um,
So
all right.
yeah, so that's not a big deal.
There you go. There's the inside scoop about the cruise. So everybody, well, extremely, very interesting. Not what I would have thought would be a warning sign. So listen, I want to get to some videos that some of you have sent in. It is office hours, so we do want to watch some videos, give you our feedback. And there's a lot of questions coming in too, so keep hitting up the question box, and we'll try to get to some of those as well. So let's take a listen to this is at Dime Oat. Check them out. Yeah, at Dime Out. Starting our office hours strong. I'll jump in there first.
You're kind of soft. Maybe it's just to me, but all of a sudden you're like soft.
I'm soft.
Yeah,
How do you
I
guys
don't.
hear YouTube? Am I? I can turn up more. If
It's just weird. Like I can't.
it, I can turn up more. Let me
I
know,
can-
YouTube peeps, if it's.
I can get different headphones or something. Maybe. Let me try getting different
Oh,
headphones.
they're saying I'm low. Is that better? I can be louder. YouTube, is that better? Uh, yeah, I think on Instagram it's totally cool. This is just for the YouTube through Zoom. All right, it's better. Cool. Good to know. It's kind of odd why my interface is like super pumped up. Um, yeah. So at Dime Out, um, I'm just gonna jump in there first and say, yeah, man, I think that was a great start to office hours. The act of transcribing, and not only transcribing it, but showing us all that you're playing along with the recording and really matching articulation. And I think you got a good tone on the acts. I appreciate the fact that you're really paying attention to all those small nuances of, you know, different articulation and bends. And this is exactly the process that I did when I was learning Charlie Parker solos and going through the Omni book. Before I even start reading anything, I always learn the songs by ear. I think it's really important to just be able to sing those solos, know them inside out. And then I'd always like to go about transcribing by just figuring it out on the keys without reading it and paying attention to a lot of those articulations, those nuances. So yeah, man, it's great to hear you doing some bop vocabulary. And I say keep the transcription game up. That's fantastic. Thanks for sending in that clip showing that you're playing along with the recording. If y'all are working on transcription, definitely want to be hitting it with the recording and trying to sound as much like that recording as you can. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Actually, I only recommend when you are in the transcription process, mimicking that person as much as possible, capturing as much about their sound as you can. I know some people get worried. They say, well, if I just transcribe, how am I going to sound like myself? Like I just want to sound like me. But I think before you sound like yourself, you do need to learn language. You need to learn what you like. And that comes from mimicking others, which I don't think of as cheating. I think that's just part of the learning process. Can you hear me better, Leo?
Yeah, yeah, I hear you great.
Okay, cool. So yeah, what do you
Um,
think of
yeah.
the video?
Uh, it's like this is a strange subject for me to talk about because like I don't even. It's like hard to admit, like, but I've never transcribed anything like ever.
Never, nothing.
It's insane. It's
Wow.
insane. It's insane. I've like had to record something for somebody and they said like play the bass part and so I've had to like transcribe that. But like I've also like paid people to transcribe things for me for
Hmm.
for like recordings. It's like really really my weakness. It's it definitely is coming out right now because Too Many Zoos isn't playing. Um, when I did Too Many Zoos, I don't have to transcribe anything. Everything's original. And when we do too saxy stuff, like usually I can like transcribe a bass motion, but I'm not doing all the individual notes. Um, and like
Yeah.
right now, like I'm trying to play other gigs because I want to play gigs, and Zeus isn't touring or anything. And I'm trying to just get
Yeah.
whatever work. And I'm like reminded by like how much my ear has suffered from not transcribing. But yeah, I've never transcribed anything ever.
Man,
So
that's surprising to me. But there must also be ways that you've been transcribing when you listen to music because when you the precision
I've
that you do
transcribed
have,
rhythms. I've
yeah, you're
transcribed
very
rhythms.
precise with that stuff.
I've transcribed rhythms
That's cool.
like Eminem songs or whatever that I like the flow. Um, or like like I don't know if anybody's familiar with Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's one of my favorite rap groups of all time. They are
Nice.
very melodic rappers, so there is some harmony in there. But I've never just been like
Yeah.
like um I have played transcriptions that other people made. Um
Yep.
but I am a terrible transcriber. Like I'm at like a there's probably I would guess the majority of high school students that are jazz musicians are better than me
Well,
transcribing.
some of our past teaching assistants from our online workshop have absolutely nailed transcriptions, and we're sending some of them stuff we're playing that I don't know how to transcribe what we played. And I think what you're saying, I love that once again we're both saying pretty different things, and it just goes to show all of you like there definitely isn't one way to do it, and there isn't one way to transcribe, and there's, you know, ideally, actually, if you are transcribing language stuff and what you're talking about, rhythm stuff, because I think that's not necessarily something that a lot of people are doing of just transcribing rhythm stuff really accurately. And I'd say my
Yeah.
weakness comes from writing out rhythms. It's really hard for me. Um, but
Word.
there's definitely not one way to do it, and your
Yeah.
ear will learn.
Yeah, it was this weird thing where first of all, I sucked at it. Like just like starting off,
Me too.
my people around me were better than me just starting off. So like it wasn't a natural skill.
Yeah.
And I always had the thought that um I should not do what everyone's doing because then I'll just be getting the skills that everyone has. And if I want to be a truly unique player, I should focus on doing things that people aren't doing.
Hmm.
Um, one example of that is like when my improv teacher would be like, "Here's all these, here's all these uh, exercises. Do them swung." I would do them tongued, like bebop scales, like so I'd always do them tongued secretly. Then I would come to class and be like ba ba da ba da da, and it was
You'd make up your own exercises.
you know, so it was like
Dig.
I always, and when it came to okay, so transcribing is one of my weaknesses. Also knowing tunes is one of my weaknesses, and it's like when I was when people teachers were like, "Oh, you have to learn all these tunes," I just felt like okay, if I have 2 hours of practice, I don't want to spend an hour learning tunes. I would rather spend 2 hours writing tunes and developing my own style. And I have this phrase that I always say to people: "You can be anything, but you can't be everything."
Mm,
So
I like that.
I became what I wanted to become, which is like one of the most unique sax players that I could think of. But um, I'm I'm but like I guess the sentiment I'm trying to share is that life's not over. My life is continuing, and I
Yeah.
still can't transcribe, and I'm still have a bad ear. So now I'm like, okay, unique thing, box checked, unique sax player. Now I want to become a better musician. So like I have been working on learning tunes. Like I don't know if you guys see my live streams. I'll just play jazz tunes on my live streams,
What are you learning?
and out of nowhere,
Oh, yes, that's a great one.
um, out of nowhere,
Oh,
there
by
will
the way,
never.
out of nowhere, for all of you to check out, Lee Conant's, who's a past mentor of mine, brilliant improviser. There's a Lenny Tristano song that he played on with Warren Marsh called 317 East 32nd Street, and it's based upon the chords of Out of Nowhere, and it is a crazy melody. Just a fun FYI.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, I'm working
What
on
else?
three separate projects. One is the jazz. So I'm doing out of nowhere. Um, uh, there will never be another you.
Yep.
Um,
Love that one.
take the A train. It's like I have.
Oh,
I like. You know what I mean. I like. I don't know. I don't like too many changes. Like I guess those all have a lot of changes, but like I. I don't know. I feel like. Okay. I feel like in some jazz songs, you just cannot be bluesy. Like there's no spot to be bluesy.
like
Um,
the chords. I hear what you're saying because some jazz songs, the chords are very dictating of
yeah,
what you could harmonically do. Yeah.
yeah, and like there'll never be another you. You can be bluesy or sorry, that's I was thinking of yeah, there'll never be another you. Yeah, yeah. You can be bluesy at the
Yeah.
beginning. You know what I mean? Like you're on that one chord for a second, and then you can go into I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that I'm kind of working on. I'm also working on
Yeah.
learning a bunch of
Man, that's
different.
cool. Like I love that you just walked everyone through. You know, you got these check marks of uniqueness, of ear training, of repetition, of practice,
I'm for some. I am froze on Zoom. All good. Yeah, yeah. I just learned like I was just learning Careless Whisper the other day. Like I never actually learned Careless Whisper. Wait, can I play that? Can can I play that right now? Yeah, yeah. Boom. I learned it. Yeah. That's fine. Um, yeah. Too many. Too many zoos doing a live stream July 25th. Um, uh, I the July 25th. We the ticket link should be happening sometime today or tomorrow. I'm sorry about that. There's a lot of technical difficulty. Sometimes when I start a project, I get into it's more than I can. I don't know if you relate to this, Grace, but I love just making deadlines and being like, I'm gonna do this performance on blah blah blah, because then it's like, you know you're gonna do it, and you're gonna like maybe work super hard at the last second, but you know it's gonna happen. So I feel like we kind of prematurely set the date, and now it's like, oh my god, there's so much stuff to do. But we're getting through it. It's too many zoos and Moon Hooch and Moon Zoos, and there's gonna be an after party on a beach. I mean, you can't come to it, but you can be there by camera. And and then also on July 18th, I will be playing. I've been playing with this like band. I don't know what to call it. Band. I've been doing like a protest thing with a bunch of brass musicians from Philadelphia, and we're all traveling to New York to play actually on July 18th. Clarion Call for Justice. I do not know the time or place yet, but look out for that if you're in New York. We're gonna be doing some protests in New York, and I think that's it on my end.